must be given to them. How to identify the diseases? What are the benefits out of it? Does it grow in a water? Does it grow in a not in a water? What kind of things are required? If I know the subject, then naturally the belongingness. I can give a birth to a life. I can support a life, which is the desire of every individual. That only comes by start doing the activity rather than just talking about it. Second thing, we talk about the pollution. Pollution, everywhere people are talking about it, especially the plastic pollution. I have conducted many seminars, workshops. One thing I understood that people are saying plastic is bad, which is a wrong notion, which is communicated in the society. It is me who disposed of without knowing the disaster which can create into the atmosphere. I am responsible for disposing it. When I'm utilizing the resources, plastic is a resource if you use it in a proper way. If I don't use it in a proper way, I don't dispose it in a proper way, it is not the plastic is bad. The role what I played in not disposing in a proper way, that has created a lot of pollution around us, not only ugly scenarios around us. This is how we should start looking at it. What are the things that I can start doing it rather than somebody will start it. Second thing, regularity. If I do it today, tomorrow if I don't do it, day after tomorrow I don't do it, suddenly some event comes or somebody says it is a compulsory to you, it is a compliance to you, then I do it once again. It means we are irregular. Regular in irregularity, it means it is not your, it is not coming from the heart. You start doing it your own way, your own capacity, without compromising anything. Then you will be in a position to confidently communicate to people, educate the people. That will bring a difference, because when you're talking to somebody with a confidence, things will be communicated properly and to the mark. This is the way I would like to look at it, rather than just saying plastic is bad. If I want to say plastic is bad, I should know what is plastic is. How many types of plastics are there? How do I identify it? The inventor who has given a plastic to us, it has helped us in our 98% of our day-to-day life today. But we never thought about what they said, how to dispose it of. We started using them rather than utilizing them. Similar things. It applies to most of the pollution that we create. I am also a part of it, where I also throw away the things the way I want it. I don't care for it, what happens to it. It is a small element which will not make a difference, but that small element collectively becomes a huge quantity. That huge quantity of a not required or unuseful things, according to me, has created a pollution rather than the product itself. We should know very clearly what should be disposed and how it should be disposed. Or if it is too bad, how to avoid using such kind of a thing. That is usually scientifically 3R principle: reduce, reuse, recycle. This has to be applied in every walk of our life. I would like to give a small example. Many people or many media has covered that due to plastic, many animals have died. If you closely look at it, very certain category of animals, cow is dying, but cat never dies, or a dog never dies. There is no report anywhere in the world. Dog has eaten up the plastic, or a cat has eaten up the plastic. Whether n number of instances, whether the गाय मर गया है, बछड़ा मर गया है, भैंस मर गया है. Why? It means there is something which I need to understand, I need to learn out of it. When a dog can understand, yes, there is a plastic pouch. In that, some food is there which I want to eat it. The way the dog thinks about it, I want the food, not the plastic, not the container. It uses its nail to scratch it open, then eat it and leave the plastic there itself. This kind of a knowledge is there and it applies when it is required. Similarly, we have the information, convert them into a knowledge. Then those chances will become a contribution to the society, contribution to your own thing. Otherwise, information sharing, I can do n number of projects, n number of statistics I can communicate to you. You'll be happy to see it. Finally, end of the day, you say, yes, I was a part of it. Today, I have done it. Tomorrow, I don't know whether I will do it. The interest has to be created. As Sudhir sir said very clearly in the beginning, the plants have taken up a very important role. And plants are required. So how do I make individually a plant loving person? Can I plant a tree at a home? Can I understand the plant at a home? Can I understand the problems associated with the plants and what all the ingredients required, how to grow it? It's an interesting and dimension. You can visualize it yourself. The plant is growing at your home. Along with that, you will communicate the patience. To reach to a stage, it takes time. That patience is developed while you are growing a plant at your own home or outside also. The statistics are very clear. Where all we are using the paper, where all we can reduce the paper, where all you can make it. Those things are all known to us, but we never apply it. To make it very simple, if I grow a plant at a home, it gives me a patience. A second thing, we try to understand what plant needs it. And third thing is, you will get a satisfaction when a new leaf comes out of it, new flower comes out of it. It keeps you attached to the plant because you have grown it. That is what is belongingness. Patience will help us to apply the same patience to other things when we are doing any project or study or anything. Patience is the most important thing to be successful in life. Today you do it, tomorrow the results will not come. You have to wait for a certain period of time, understand the things, implement it, correct it, then the results will come out. There is a patience, one of the most important benefit on an individual to change the behavior. The second important thing is trying to understand what the plant needs. It means you develop a habit of understanding what other people are saying about it, from where they are speaking about, what context they are speaking about it. They may be right, so that you develop a habit or cultivate a different, which is within us, to try to understand others' point of view also when we are discussing it or debating it, implementing it. That gives a benefit of understanding others' point of view also, which is a second benefit that we get it out of a plantation. This is definitely created when you start doing a plantation. This will help. Once we start understanding the other people's point of view, most of the disputes will be reduced drastically. You become a friend to them. They will start respecting you because you also took their consideration, their point of view into the project or the things, whatever we are doing it. That reduces the n number of errors which can happen in the project. This is one of the best possible opportunity to develop a behavioral changes among us while doing nothing. It doesn't cost you anything, but you need to be attached to it. Third most important thing, what I told about is, when you see a new leaf coming out of it, or new flower coming out of it, new fruits coming out of it, then that becomes yours. That belongingness will make sure that you'll care them properly, you love them, and you propagate them and distribute among your own friends. This behavioral changes, we can shift it to the nature outside my home. This has to be developed. Without knowing a subject, I don't want to work on any plant or plantation. If I start doing it within a short period of time, because I get stuck, whether I should give a support to it, or whether I should give nutrition to it, whether I should water it properly. If the leaves are turning yellow, what should I do it? There are a number of ways we can identify the diseases attacked by insects around us. Those things can be learned at indoor plantation. Start understanding, get a association with the plants. Then you will definitely take care of a plant which is outside your home or nearby your home. You're in your own compound. There are some common trees are there. Once you go out of your own home, you can see a lot of plants are there around us, but we don't never care about it because we don't know the subject. We know we have the information, but we don't know the subject. We don't get the confidence to take care of it. Yes, it has a part of tree has, people have said, a tree is the ultimate solution. And it has given not only to the human beings, it has given a shelter to the many animals, birds, fruit. There are n number of applications out of it. In my experience, I started with around 4 years back, one plant, miserably failed. Today I have 2,500 different varieties of a plant, which I am taking care of it, supporting it, guiding the people on it. And we have made many more people to be a part of it. I don't give a plant to anybody unless until they know what is the care has to be taken. Explain them the whole concept behind it. How do I understand the problems behind it? Then your belongingness is generated, love is generated, affection is generated, then naturally wherever you do the plantation. Most of the institutions are doing a plantation activity. Since last 20 years it is going on, but how many plants are surviving? The statistics is very tragic. Still, we are facing the same problem. Number of trees have been not increased because it is statistically proven. Once again, I would like to refer, sir, they mentioned in their statistics 1:11. The aim was to make it 4 trees into 1. It has become a 1:11. It is an embarrassing situation. It's only because of the confidence, the knowledge, and involvement, practical involvement, attachment to what I am doing it. I should appreciate it. This is the way we can apply our resources. My own knowledge applied in my own home. Charity begins from a home. We should start at a home. I should start reducing the pollution, what I am creating from a home, to the atmosphere outside. What all things can be reduced? I can understand if I have a statistics, I can understand what all things can be reduced. I can understand how to reuse some of the things. Third thing is it possible to recycle those things so that the natural resources can be saved? Natural resources, mainly water. Mainly water. Because water is becoming rarer and rarer. Good water is not available. It is everywhere polluted water. And it is not only creating a problem to us, it is creating a problem to many of the water living creatures. Many things have been changed. Second thing, the moment you say a water, contamination of a water happens if it is still. If it is a moving water is there, contamination of that water will be reduced drastically. So all these informations are available, but we are not applying it. The same principle is applied when you are doing a container plantation, when you are doing it at a home. When you start doing it, if any container gets stagnated water in the soil mix, definitely there is a creation of contamination, bacteria, virus, fungus, so many things can happen that will kill the plant. This knowledge will help us how to take care of the plant outside, when to plant it, what is the best time to get it, where to do it. Let's do a small activity, if you like it. Understand this, go around in your building, identify the plant's name. How many types of plants are there in your society or a compound or a college campus? And then identify each plant's requirement. There are certain plants doesn't require water too much, but we are watering them regularly. There are certain plants around us which regularly water is required. Humidic condition is required. They are watered sparingly. These mistakes can be avoided once we start understanding the subject. I would like to make an appeal to all the colleges, students, professors, staff, everyone. Try to identify the plants around in your campus itself, name them properly, understand what should be called, and understand what is the requirement of that particular plant. Have you planted a group of plants which requirements are different from one another? One requires more water, one requires less water. It means one is going to be getting into a problem. So this procedure, if you start it, it doesn't cost anything. In every college, a botany department is there. They can help us. There, you are giving an opportunity for the experts to participate and guide. The satisfaction is totally different. When you share a knowledge, Vidyadanam Paramdana, Annadanam Shanikam Trupti. This is there with everybody. Everybody wants to teach something to somebody with a confidence. That's the reason Guru Brahma, Guru Vishnu, Guru Deva Maheshwara. Every year they learn something new way, new approach to it. They give it to many people throughout their life without expecting any kind of returns of it. So the project, I could see what is available around us. You start caring the plants in your own college campus, making sure that every plant is nourished, nurtured, and it gives the maximum beauty to your campus. I don't think so. This is a project where the financial involvements are. It is the involvement is required. Everybody should participate and everybody should take care of the particular section of the plants. The competition to be created out of it, and it becomes enjoyable because results are there. It takes time. It develops patience. When you start understanding, it means you start understanding the other's point of view also. The third thing is you have saved a life. Tree is a life. In return, not only satisfaction, you are generating your own basic requirement, that is oxygen. Other than that, there are some fruits are there, flowers are there. Those are all aesthetic values. additional benefits. Without breathing, I cannot survive, which is universal truth. Even the tree doesn't survive. When we are talking about all these things, there are so many myths are there in the mind. There are so many confusions in the mind of a people. During the light, it gives more carbon dioxide. That's where the eco-balance comes into the picture. Nature has everything to balance. That's what the people call it is law of conservation. Nothing remains the same once you change the status of it. Physical properties may change, but the actual substance will be there. But in the process, by changing from one state to the other state, it releases some kind of a gases, may be good, may not be good. If it is not good, how to take care of it? It means it will help us to practically see the knowledge that we gained during our primary school. It is a practical demonstration of what we learned during our first standard to seventh standard basic science. I should thankful to my primary school teachers who have given me the insight of the every subject. That's the reason confidently I look at and I try to understand what is the reason behind it. It is not coming to the expectation, what is supposed to be done. Those knowledge needs to be applied. And second thing, we all human beings has a storage of information and it is available as and when you require it. But the need and necessity has to be there. The moment you feel the need and necessity, you will definitely get the information what is stored in your back of your mind at any given time. For example, most of the times we say that I've seen this person somewhere. I've seen this person somewhere, but never remembers the name. इसका जुबान पे नाम है लेकिन याद नहीं आ. लेकिन suddenly one day you will remember his name, address, everything you remember because your need has that person can fulfill it. Suddenly you will remember everything, or you will get a link to find out that person and get the work done. That need a participation because that the need is based on your individual requirement or a family requirement, belongingness. Somebody close to you need that information. That's the reason suddenly that information is made available to us, which was there, but we never remembered it, but suddenly it comes to us. We are relearning the things. We are making things happen. Now my age is 62. Why I'm doing plantation, why I'm doing other. This is a basic question people ask me. The best part of it is I'm not doing any social activity. I'm keeping myself occupied and get a satisfaction so that I can lead my life without any kind of unnecessary thoughts coming into my mind. When I'm creating something new or I'm supporting something new, your mind is occupied and you will be always working towards that. That will keep you away from many diseases, many wrongdoings, many wrong thoughts coming to the mind. One small thing of a plantation, indoor plantation, what the psychological benefit that I got is I'll be disease free and I'll not fight with somebody else because I'm trying to understand their point of view also. This is developed while doing the plantation. Third thing is the relation is maintained. The atmosphere becomes conducive, enjoyable. This is how we should identify the opportunity means chance. How do we convert that chance into a beautiful thing, which will help us to our health is taken care, our relations are maintained, our civil responsibilities are discharged unknowingly. I'm not doing anything for the sake of I'll get an award out of it, I'll get some recognition, or I'll get paid for it. When I'm doing an activity without getting anything returns out of it, that's what our Bhagavad Gita says. Karmanyevadhikarasti ma phaleshvara. Do your duty. Results will be, don't expect the results because your expectations are limited. You are bonding your own limitation, results out of it. You are bonding, I want 500 rupees, but it may be worth around 5 lakhs rupees or 5 crore rupees. The meaning behind what I understood is you do your duty, put your best efforts in it, make it perfect. That only comes to you the belongingness. Yes, it is my point. The best example that I can give is a benefit of a belongingness is most of the girls up to their college age or maybe after some time also, they don't participate in the kitchen activities. Don't take me wrong. In India, Hinduism, most of the people, lady means kitchen. They don't take participation in that. But suddenly, one day they get married. But they start doing everything. Everything, that too systematically. Delicious. How it has come? Because they have observed their mommy is doing it. But they never practiced it. Suddenly they start doing it. That's only because after marriage, that family becomes my family. That belongingness, my family, makes that lady to do everything. And perfectly, improvements are there. Where nobody can be 100% perfect, but we can reach up to the perfection. But the first instances, the results are fantastic. That kind of a belongingness has to be created. That it is mine. It is my nation. It is my family. It is my society. It is my college. So the moment it becomes mine, the expectations are reduced. The results will be higher. When you do anything without expectation, the satisfaction is the one thing, as the results will be much better than what we anticipated. In that connection, we can do a lot of activities. Start with the home. You may make your campus plastic free, pollution free. You make your campus complete greenery and every plant is taken care, or reschedule the reallocate the plants according to the plant's requirement. Don't plant a tree for a show purpose. Some plants need sunlight. Some plant doesn't like lights. Some plant grows in the shade. Some plant doesn't need, they don't like shady area. Those information will help you definitely, not only today, throughout your life. Try to understand. If I'm buying something, what is the requirement? When the information becomes a knowledge, the errors will be reduced. I cannot say that you will become totally perfect, but errors will be reduced. You will be reaching very close to the perfect. That is perfection. Present scenario, as for I have seen it more than 25 years. I am into social activities. People conduct seminars, workshops, but finally it becomes only an awareness program. This can be done, but I will not do it. The next day, I will not do it. The next moment, I will not do it. Because the confidence is there, because I have never practiced. This is my humble request to you. This is the NSS is doing a very fantastic. That every team member is interested to do it. Create a platform. Create a belongingness towards the campus, their own campus, their own trees, their own flowers, their own surroundings. Many things can be done which can motivate somebody next door. Similarly, those information will reach to many families also. It is difficult, but it can be started. I want to start it. As I told you, started with one plant. Today I have more than 2,000 plants. And there are different ways of making a plant, indoor plantation. Now I can identify any plant has any problem, how to overcome it, how to reduce it, and what kind of a soil mix is required. I can guide people. I can support you people. So ultimately, you're making the younger generation to think about, create a belongingness towards the society. Even my smallest possible contribution can bring a lot of difference, because it is not only limited to the campus, it will take to the home, it will take to their friends, it will take to many more things which I cannot reach and you cannot reach. Yes, awareness will make a people participation. People start participating. Now the action has to be done. Recently, we are seeing a lot of news coming out of it. Gaon mein bitte aa gaya. It means there must be something wrong. Though people are scared, they are changing their location, habitation from a forest to rural places. It means there is something drastically wrong in that forest. They are not feeling safe in that place. The kind of atmosphere which is not there. That's the reason those wild animals are also coming to the city. These are all small indications that we should analyze it, apply it, make that forest back. Those contributions will make sure your career. Finally, we are successful when we start converting chances into a reality. This process has to be practiced, developed. It takes time. Plan is one of the best way that you can learn. You can develop an asset throughout your life and give it to the future generation. I wanted to show many things, but unfortunately, I'm not having the resources at this juncture. And second thing is how to save it. Paper is made out of a tree pulp. And we all know oxygen is generated. To make a paper pulp, a grown-up tree is almost 20 years old tree is cut to make the pulp out of it. But many of us are just throwing the papers here and there. Why don't you recycle it? Or whether is it possible to reduce it? Government norms are there, compliances are there, but we don't observe the compliances. What I would like to communicate is the day you convert those compliances into as your companion, then no force is required, no penalty is required. Naturally, you do it. But that feeling of compliances as my companion has to be important. For that, you should try to understand, convert the information into knowledge by practicing it, knowing it. Then things can be changed. How do we save paper? How do we recycle paper? What happens if I throw a paper on the roadside? Many things are happening around us. It is not only making ugly, it is giving a development of unnecessary insects. It is my observation, around 30 years back, malaria was there due to mosquitoes. Now, due to mosquitoes, we are seeing dengue also. We are seeing something else also. It means mutation of the mosquito. Mosquitoes are also changing their structure and creating new form of diseases around us by maintaining the cleanliness. It will be soothing to your eyes, your area is clean. Second thing is you are avoiding many diseases, taking care of your health. Third thing is eco-balance. You start loving the environment, surrounding nature. Nature means it is not only a tree, it is not only a animals, birds. If you start listing it, everything is in nature. Understand them, respect them, and avoid unnecessary creatures developed out of our own mistakes. And thirdly, a very important thing is human nature is not addressing the problems at the initial stage. We wait up, this becomes a disaster, becomes a challenge to us, then everybody start putting their efforts in it. But there is a possibility to start practicing individual the best practices, which will keep your home clean, which will keep your home pollution free, and understand the subjects, develop some behavioral changes, will definitely make a difference in the society. Collectively, we can make a difference. Thank you very much. There is a lot to be discussed, but if anybody has any questions, they can ask me. Or if in near future, if we are going to conduct it, any other exam activities within the campus, so that you are doing for your own home. Charity begins at the home. Then afterwards we can take it. Sky is the limit. It gets automatically reached to many homes, not houses. Thank you very much, sir. Divan sir. Any question that you have, you can ask.
एक्सलेंट, बहुत बहुत जबरदस्त सर, क्या बात है सर। क्योंकि एक्चुअली सभी स्टूडेंट्स या सभी लोगों को, जैसे आपने बताया कि मानवीय स्वभाव हमारा ऐसा होता है कि हम लोग घर से शुरुआत करनी चाहिए। और सच में बोलते हैं कि सर अगर हम लोग घर से शुरुआत करते हैं, हमारा आजू बाजू का परिसर जो होता है उसको अगर हम लोग साफ सुथरा रखते हैं, तो जितनी भी बीमारियां हैं वो हमारे नजदीक भी नहीं आएंगी। और ये बहुत इम्पोर्टेंट रोल है। इसका मतलब ये नहीं कि सिर्फ हमें पेड़ ही लगाना चाहिए, लेकिन इससे बहुत सारी चीजें हैं कि उसके साथ साथ और बहुत सारी चीजें ऐसे कि हम लोग कर सकते हैं। एक दो सवाल है से स्टूडेंट,
प्लीज
कुछ कर आप तो क्या
your voice is breaking. हेलो,
जो बहुत ज्यादा इम्पोर्टेंट होगी एप्लीकेशन, तो उसको कैसे इम्प्लीमेंटेशन करना उस
sir, your voice was breaking. I could not listen properly.
एक्टिविटीज है कि जो एक्टिविटीज हम लोग अच्छी तरीके से इम्प्लीमेंट कर सकते हैं।
Yeah. I told you very clearly, start with the campus. Identify the plants first. And make that area clean, tidy. And how to make that area clean and tidy, I can be a part of it, but it has to be done at site rather than online. Once you start doing it, and during that process, we can make them aware about what all they can make indoor plantation, indoor their home, which will be, many people will be interested in it. Not only NSS, every student will be interested in it, because greenery is a sign which attracts everybody. We love greenery. There is a scientific reason behind it. The spectroscopy has to be studied out. Once you study it, you can understand the science much better. Green is loved by everybody. Why? Light has only two colors, spectrum and other things. So physics we can talk about when practically we meet it. But definitely you start with a project, select one or two colleges. Thana College, which I have seen it, which is very close to the Khadi area, which adds to beauty, it mangroves. You can make a mangroves, how to make it perfect. guide them, involve them, show the results to them. Then they will understand the significance of plants. And if you go to a mangrove, you can see a creatures, how they are contributing to the ecology can be explained to them. Then it becomes interesting. We went for a tree, but we could see a creature which is loving, beautiful. And how it is making an ecological balance, that kind of thoughts will start coming into the mind. It's a practical experience. It can be, people can be trained out of it. They can further go to other colleges also. We can make a group. It is possible to do it. Only thing is, involvement should not be for an activity purpose. Involvement should be, yes, it is my college. It is my campus. That belongingness has to be there. And it should be open to every individual of that campus, that family. NSS people can lead them, guide them. The day your whole college says it is my campus, it is my campus, should be green, it should be neat and tidy. There should not be any mosquitoes in my college. You start planting some trees which will repel many insects, which will be the benefit to this. For example, any college has a person to sweep it. But there are thousands of people who will dispose of the things haphazardly. If the 1,000 people understand where to dispose it, that fellow can give a perfect result out of it. He can perform his duty better. And he will say, all these students are helping me out by throwing it in a proper way. Why not clean it properly? Then they start doing it with a total different affection. Not for the money, but definitely they are caring for me. I should care for. By 1,000 people throwing something or the other at any corner of the campus can be avoided, and you are motivating one person. You are generating a responsible. You are understanding that fellow's problems, he or she, whatever it is. And you are in return, you get an atmosphere where it is clean and tidy. You love it. These are the behavioral changes has to be brought into the kids' mind so that the future generation is assured of cultivating or nourishing, nurturing such behavioral changes. Behavioral changes can only make the social issues addressed properly rather than any kind of a promotional activity, any kind of a banners, any kind of other things will not give. It will lead one more problem in it. My approach is right, your approach is right. That kind of a conflict will start. Finally, we end up in doing nothing, promoting some more banners there, using some more ink there. What I request is, select a topic where the belongingness can be created. It is mine. I'm available, and I have a number of training programs I'm conducting wherever the cost is involved, because I need to purchase from outside. Tell them we can conduct a lot of activities, how to, in the colleges and everything, they prune the trees, how to make the pruned cuttings into a plant that you can take it home or take it to your society and plant it there. When they plant in their own society, I have planted that belongingness will make sure that they will take care of it.
Okay.
This is what my objective is. Over to you, sir.
Yes, sir. Thank you very much, sir. Thank you very much. एक्चुअली आपका जो भी स्पीच है, आपने जो भी बताया है, सच में हमारे सभी स्टूडेंट को बहुत अच्छी तरीके से समझ में आया होगा कि हमें शुरुआत कहाँ से करनी है और खुद से क्यों करनी है। ये सबसे इम्पोर्टेंट होता है कि खुद से क्यों करना है, क्योंकि हम लोग लोगों को तो बताते हैं लेकिन खुद नहीं करते हैं। तो अगर खुद से शुरुआत करते हैं तो डेफिनेटली उसका रिजल्ट बहुत अच्छा लगता है और बहुत अच्छा मिलेगा फ्यूचर में। और थैंक यू वेरी मच सर। हम लोग ऐसे ही बहुत सारे इवेंट्स करते रहेंगे क्योंकि हम लोग चाहते हैं एसएसटी कॉलेज और एनएसएस यूनिवर्सिटी ऑफ मुंबई ने एक ऐसा बोलते हैं ना कि प्लान किया है, ऐसे हम लोग ने डिसाइड किया है कि ज्यादा से ज्यादा एनवायरमेंट के ऊपर हम लोग फोकस करें और हमारे स्टूडेंट्स को, हमारे एनएसएस वॉलंटियर्स को एनवायरनमेंट में कितनी अपॉर्चुनिटीज होती है कि काम तो करना है, लेकिन काम के साथ साथ जो अपॉर्चुनिटीज है उसको कैसे ग्रैब कर सकते हैं, कितने सारे एनजीओज है उनके साथ कैसे काम कर सकते हैं, और बहुत बड़ा हमारा रोल है। तो वंस अगेन मैं एसएसटी कॉलेज के फाउंडर प्रिंसिपल चेयरमैन डॉक्टर जेसी पुरुषवाणी सर, इनको बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद देना चाहता हूँ कि उन्होंने ये प्रोग्राम के लिए इतना बड़ा सहयोग किया। आईक्यूसी कोऑर्डिनेटर डॉक्टर खुशबू पुरुषवाणी मैडम, उनको भी मैं बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद देना चाहता हूँ कि वो हमें हमेशा मोटिवेट करते रहते हैं। हमारे एनएसएस सेल के जो डायरेक्टर है प्रोफेसर सुधीर पुराणिक सर, हमारे एनएसएस सेल के जो प्रोग्राम ऑफिसर है श्री रमेश देवकर सर, हमारे एनएसएस सेल के जो एसओडी है सुशील शिंदे सर, इन सभी लोगों का मैं बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद देना चाहता हूँ। सभी
मैं भी
डिस्ट्रिक्ट
बताता हूँ।
कोऑर्डिनेटर, सभी डिस्ट्रिक्ट कोऑर्डिनेटर, सभी एरिया कोऑर्डिनेटर, सभी प्रोग्राम ऑफिसर, इनको भी मैं बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद देना चाहता हूँ। सभी प्रोग्राम ऑफिसर और उन्होंने जो वॉलंटियर्स को मोटिवेट किया है ये इवेंट्स देखने के लिए या देखने के लिए, अटेंड करने के लिए प्रोत्साहित किया है, उनको भी मैं बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद देना चाहता हूँ। हर एक प्रिंसिपल्स, हर एक कॉलेज, उनको भी मैं धन्यवाद देना चाहता हूँ। और यहाँ पे आज का जो प्रोग्राम है वो यहाँ पे समाप्त हो गया, आज का वेबिनार यहाँ पे समाप्त होता है। थैंक यू वंस अगेन विजय कुमार जी, थैंक यू
Thank you
वंस
very
अगेन।
much.